So let's talk about the problem with Thomas Petrou and all of the different ways that he keeps ruining content houses. I made a video about the Hype House around a month ago where I just explored it all and gave some first impressions. And in that video, I kept getting the feeling that Thomas was holding the Hype House back, even though he's one of the people who helped put the house together. Content houses seem like they would be a great idea for everyone involved, right? You put a bunch of famous YouTube and TikTok stars together in one house to make videos with each other. What could go wrong? Apparently a bunch of things. Content houses rarely work out for anyone involved. It's like a firework that goes up really quickly and then it explodes and it's beautiful. And then there's nothing left. It's really exciting for about 10 seconds. Keech is now suing the Hype House, and it looks like this is just the beginning. This all seems really familiar, right? And Thomas Petrou seems to be the root of the problem. Thomas is technically the manager of the Hype House, so he's supposed to be the backbone of the company, but somehow he's become more of the face of the company. I get the vibe that Thomas keeps wanting to force his way into these videos, and I think that because when you watch the videos that he's in, the rest of the members act differently versus the videos that he's not in. It's funny because it's like he wants to be part of their videos, but he can't do any of the dances. So they have to come up with a dance that he can actually do, which is not a whole lot. So then you see comments of people trashing how bad some of these videos are, and that's probably why they look so frustrated in some of these videos. Like, imagine if Scooter Braun just jumped on stage with Ariana Grande and he's like, you know what, I can't hit those high notes, so why don't we sing Kumbaya? I think that would be a really good career move for you. And better yet, why don't I just sing it with you? Why don't we be a duet? Her fans would be like, what are you doing? You're her manager. Why are you trying to have a singing career? I can't imagine that this video was anyone's idea besides Thomas. Like, he's the only one having fun. Charlie and Addison look like they're bored out of their minds. Yeah, this was definitely a Thomas idea.
Guys, can I please be in your video?
Wait, Thomas, get out of the frame. Thomas, up. Hey, I'm out of the frame. Is that good? Is it good?
He's in so many videos that they have to tell him to get out of the videos that he's not supposed to be in.
I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not an Instagrammer. I'm an entrepreneur and a business person, and that's all I really care about.
But is it though? Because he's sure in a lot of these videos for it to not be his thing. The manager is supposed to be the foundation of the company, the glue that holds everything together behind the scenes. But to me, it feels like he's trying to be the face of Hype House, the main talent, and use them in hopes of boosting his own career rather than focusing on managing theirs. Their careers don't really seem like a main priority for him, which is not a good characteristic in a manager. You shouldn't have to be competing for the spotlight with your own manager, because how can he focus on their brands when his own brand is now in the picture? It's interesting that he was kicked out of Team 10 for no reason, which, just going off Daisy's comments, there's so many issues about him being controlling, and it sounds like he's good at shifting the blame onto other people. And now that he's managing Hype House, it's already falling apart when it barely even got started. So his leadership or lack of leadership has to be playing a big role in this. I think the reason why content houses like Team 10 or Hype House and other content houses continue to fall apart is because they're not really a team like they think they are. Instead, they're a group of solo projects that are collaborating under one house. And the whole point of this house is to get exposure from each other's fan bases. So because of that, they're still focused on growing themselves instead of growing the Hype House brand. And that automatically sets things up to start falling apart because you're going to have all these rivalries start to happen, as you can see with the texts between Daisy and Coover. These houses start to eat themselves from the inside out. Going forward, I think content houses should take notes from gaming houses. Those houses succeed because they are actually a team working together on the same goal. They're all working on building the same brand instead of just their own. So if Thomas does want the Hype House to succeed, he has to learn to put their brands over his. And he really shouldn't even have a brand. Like, off the top of my head, I can't think of the names of really any of the managers who manage my favorite singers and actors. Their main job is to make sure their client is happy, and it looks like not many people in the Hype House are happy with Thomas Petrou.
I'm an entrepreneur and a business person, and that's all I really care about. Like, I want to I want to make sure that these kids go as far as they can in their personal lives and careers, and that's my priority.
He knows how to say all the right things, what you want to hear, but his actions don't line up with what he's saying. But from interviews, he seems very good at pitching a vision. So that's why if Hype House does completely fall apart, I don't think this will be the last of Thomas Petrou. But I think if he wants to have a successfully run business, I think he needs to focus on just the business. Or if he does secretly want to be on the talent side, he should hire somebody else to manage the business side, and then he could just join Hype House instead of being shady about it all. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you're new to the channel, it's great to have you here, and I hope you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Damn.